Alright, welcome to the second week of One Deck 1 Month. As I'm recording this, the first episode should be going up within like an hour or so. I'm a little nervous about it, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it thus far. But we're getting ready to go to our Tuesday locals, the first locals of the week. We're doubling down a little bit to get a little extra practice in for Saturday, because obviously that's the locals that will count, and that will be the most competitive locals as well. I'm going to try to get some filming done at locals today for you guys. I might get some feature matches as well. I also just finished installing this new TV, and this thing is an absolute beast. 50-inch 4K smart TV. So just have to move all of this stuff over there when I get back tonight. So that's really all I got to say. I wanted to update you guys real quick before I get there, so I have something to start this video off with. I think it's almost 5:30. Local starts at 6:30. I should make it on time, but I want a little time when I get there to set up all my camera stuff. So we'll see you there. Alright, so mid-tournament update here. We're just about to go into round 4, and I'm X1. I played the mirror match round 1 against my friend Nick, and I bricked pretty hard game 1, and I just scooped before I could do anything, and then game 2 I went first, had a pretty decent hand, but of course he's got the rock for me, so that's all she wrote for round 1. Always got the rock. Then round 2 I played against Six Samurai. It was just not really much to say, just an easy 2-0 sweep. Round 3 was versus Machina, same thing there, easy 2-0 sweep, not much else to be said. And we're going into round 4, which will be the feature match that we're gonna watch over in this video here and go over it. So hopefully we can stay X1. Alright, so in this last round here, I played against Cyber Dragon Invoked, same person who was playing Cyber Dragon Invoked in the first round feature match that you guys have probably already seen at this point. So I opened up pretty bad, as you can see, having to get into a sold the way I did, and I'm forced to pass because of an impermanence. And lo and behold, he starts his turn with nothing but Red Eyes Fusion for Dragoon, pops the Assault, hits me for 16 and 3k. And there's really not much else I can do on my turn. He flips up Trap Trick to go grab Sanctum, and yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. So in game 2, I go first like you might expect, starting with the Neospace Connector. Luckily, it does go through for that of Aqua Dolphin. Go ahead and take a look at the hand, and luckily there's one monster in there for me to hit alongside that plethora of spell and trap cards that he's got, Trap Trick, another Red Eyes Fusion, so just needing to put up some negates for those cards. Now using Heritage of the Chalice and pretty much going through the combo as you would normally, going for Renault, adding Oliver, pretty much just opening the floodgates now that I see there's no Nibiru, there's no other hand trap. So just going to, of course, go for the standard Wombo combo using Martial Metal Marcher here to bring back Oliver and get a level 3 token back in the process. Synchro for the Captain. Go for Auroradon, synchro for Savage with Roland and a token, synchro for Coral with Marcher and a token, synchro with Coral and the last token for that of Charles to get an additional draw. Don't have enough extra extenders to go for Herald of the Arclight, which is fine. I'm still able to grab Gearfried in the end phase off of Roland, and then of course rip another card with the most degenerate Smoke Grenade. So I hit that Red Eyes Fusion out of his hand because I just know he'll just, get a free Red Eyes Dragoon off of that, and I'd rather not him be able to do that. So he normals Noxer. I sense a Contact Fusion, so I just pop it with Roland and Charles, and he passes it back to me. And next turn, he does have the Trap Trick, but I do have the Borreload Savage. He does have Artifact Sanctum, which, I'm thinking might hurt a little bit. He does go for the Artifact Moral Attack. That does clear my Savage, but I'm able to follow up with Triple Tactics Talent, the one of that I was playing on Tuesday. And then I'm able to follow that up with Gearfried, equip it with that of Oliver. And I play a Living Fossil here to bring back Aqua Dolphin, summon Renault from hand, grab back, I believe, Smoke Grenade, and go for Herald of the Arclight to secure an extra interruption for the following turn, just in case. Then I equip the smoke grenade just to trigger Charles again to pop that moral talk, and yeah, swinging for game. That's pretty much it here in game 3. He makes me go first again. I start with connector here this time. Luckily, there's no hand trap here, so we're being able to go safely into that of Aqua Dolphin. And I go ahead and get to take a peek at his hand. I see 2 Kaijus, but there's a DD Crow, luckily. And I do have to discard a Gear Freed, which really is no skin off my back. But now going into the first Soul here, adding that red layer, going for the standard Renault play. This time sending Living Fossil since I already have Durendal in hand. I probably could have sent Smoke Grenade for an extra hand rip, but I'm just really bad with combos still, and you know, need to learn them and when to grab Smoke Grenade at the right time and everything like that. But I grab Living Fossil because that'll help me get to an extra extender, hopefully be able to secure a Herald of Arclight. But again, as you can see here, standard Wombo combo going off, you know, Savage, Charles, and putting a Gear Freed on the field, getting the equips, end phase, resolving all my effects, adding a Renault, and now using Charles. Smoke Grenade's going to grab another card. Now he does have 2 Kaijus, so there's really no point in hitting them, so I just go ahead and grab the Meltdown out of his hand just so he doesn't have that powerful Alistair play. There is the Gamma Seal as expected. Over top the Charles, he's going to bring his own Kaiju to the board, and he's got a copy of Cyber Emergency, which I'll just go ahead and outright negate. He'll swing over the Aurora down with the Kamungus, and that will pretty much do it for his turn. End phase, Roland activates once more to go ahead and add a Ogier to my hand this time around. This time I'm going to special summon the other Gear Freed that I added the previous turn, and put the Savage Dragon to attack position, run over his Kamungus and equip it, and swing in with everything else, his Gamma Seal included, and we take the match. Alright, so as you can see, it's just after 10 o'clock. We ended up, as you saw, winning our last round, so pretty happy with that, getting 15 more store credit. A little bit more prepared for Saturday. Gonna have some people over testing on Friday, so you guys will probably see some footage of that. But we're gonna go get some food, and then we're gonna head back home to give a little more of a detailed tournament report. Alright, we are back from locals. I kind of gave you guys like a little tournament report while I was there, but I just want to go ahead and talk about like specific points in more detail, and then we'll just move on from there, whatever comes next in this video. But yeah, if you guys remember what I said earlier in this video, how I got a TV in the studio here today, so I've got to actually move a bunch of stuff around, so we'll go ahead and do that now. Alright, everything is all set up. Alright, so for this part of the video, I just want to mention quickly some niche interactions and notes from the locals. Not really a tournament report since I gave you guys that, you know, while we were at the store. But I do want to mention a few quick niche interactions. The first one being from our round 1 opponent, which was actually a mirror match. And, I mean, game 1, I didn't open up well. I lost die roll. What else can you do? That's just Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes in a nutshell. But game 2, I was off to a really good start, and I lost to Nibiru. Now, that's really not such a big surprise. I am playing a combo deck, and combo decks in some cases can just get outright wrecked by Nibiru. And Infernoble Knight is one of those decks that I feel like out of all of the decks that exist this format is seemingly more susceptible to Nibiru than you would think. Yes, Connector can rip cards, but really only hand traps, you know, with 0 or 100 attack and defense, or just really low attack points, I guess, for the sake of Aqua Dolphin. But I do remember, you know, for a time while I was playing the deck with Ignites, I did have memorized some good anti-Nibiru combos that all stemmed from Ogier, but you needed a way to have access to an equip spell, or a way to have access to that of Renault, I believe, in your opening hand. There was some set of cards, and it kind of makes me want to at least try to bump Ogier up to 3 copies, because, you know, if you see Ogier, I'm pretty sure he's like one of the only ways consistent ways that you can start an anti-Nibiru combo. Now, I know pretty much any combo can be anti-Nibiru if you hard open Gearfried, hence why I'm playing 3 in my current main deck. You know, in comparison to some other builds that are running, you know, the 3 Connector, 1 Dolphin, and 3 Sublimation Knight, and 1 Squeak Knight, as there's 6 normal summons for the deck. Maybe I tried doing 3 Connector, 1 Dolphin, and 3 Ogier, just, you know, to have a greater chance of being able to, you know, Foolish Gearfried, summon Renault, and, you know, have the equip ready to go. That's just like off the dome thoughts right now, fresh from locals. Maybe I just need to really get 2 other copies of 3 Tactics Talent, throw them in the main deck to kind of, you know, cushion the blow of Nibiru, but that's just kind of all the thoughts I had about round 1. That was really the only thing, is just that fatty rock just always hurts so much. So to sum up everything else that happened today at the tournament, you know, the rounds 2 and 3 matches against Six Sam and Machina respectively, those are very easy 2-0 steamroll matches, because I think we were playing against some newer, more inexperienced players whose decks weren't quite up to snuff with what we were playing, so of course, you know, easy 2-0 is followed. But the final match, which is the match that you guys got to see featured in this specific video, which is basically one thing I want to mention, like format-wise, I think what I'm going to do when I record feature matches, so that this series doesn't kind of step on the feet of the normal locals feature matches I bring you guys, I'll just be always playing in one of the matches, and you guys will get to see it sort of broke down in a bit of a different way in these types of videos than the standard feature match. So that's how I plan to go about doing it. If you guys have any feedback on that, let me know. I just figured if I were to record all 4 of my matches, it would bring a little less variety in the terms of the feature match department in general, and this video would be like insanely long. So I think just covering one is probably the best way to do it. But that particular matchup, besides game 1 where you guys saw me brick terribly, there wasn't so much to be done there, and there really wasn't so many interactions that came up that, you know, anything that I needed to fix about the build outright. Not really so much data collected for this particular tournament, other than trying to find a way to get to more consistent anti-Nibiru plays. Oh, and before I forget, we actually did get some pickups at the locals too. We did trade for some cards. Let me just pull my binder out of here real quick. So yeah, the one thing we did get was 3 copies of super rare speed lifts, so thanks to my friends Adam and Kevin for hooking me up with those at no cost. Thank you very much. And some of the other things we got, yeah, were just some random, you know, trade pieces off of somebody for some danger cards I really didn't need. Got some cybernetic overflows, foil waking the dragon, another ultra rare trap trick, always in the market for those, mainly just because of Teller Knights, ultra rare driver, and I really think that, oh yeah, we got 2 cyber emergency and a cyber rev system, and a secret rare Crystron Quandax, just because, you know, cyber dragon might be a deck that I pick up in the future. Another thing I wanted to talk about was that the first installment of the series just went live today, and I gotta say I'm overwhelmed with the support that you guys showed that video. But other than that, that's really all I got to say, and we're gonna wrap it up for today. And I think the only other thing that I'll be updating you guys on this week before Saturday is a bit of testing that I'll be doing with some friends on Friday, so that'll just be in a few days' time. So here we are on Friday, just a day before locals, and I've got a few friends over, my friends Adam, Dan, and Kevin, and we played tons and tons of matches, recorded a few of them. I played a little bit of Speedroid here and there, but was overall able to get a lot of reps in with the Infernoble deck, and try to make quite a few changes, watch a few profiles, and got a lot of advice from some of my friends as well. Oh my god, there's a lot of links. How many hand traps was he playing? Is this the main deck? Just darker and tactics.
Well, hand traps is good stuff. Majority, like, all gas, no brakes. But this hand trap, that doesn't make sense. This is gas, no brakes.
So, after getting some inspiration from Mr. Kamal Crooks, decided to make a few tweaks to my list and testing out Unexpected Die, and I was unbelievably happy to have a chance to play Ignites again in the main deck, and knowing that I'm not crazy for liking them. Alrighty, so it is Saturday afternoon. Yesterday, I'm not sure how I'm going to end up putting together the footage from all that testing. Probably just be like a little sort of time-lapse montage. But I want to talk about a few important things here in regards to last night. And the first thing I want to talk about is basically everything that I've learned about the deck because of the testing that happened last night. Now, I do want to mention that playtesting, the purpose of playtesting is not to win games. You're there to learn things about your deck, fix problems that you may have had, and sort of learn interactions between your deck and other decks. And I certainly was able to do that. Hopefully I was able to help my friends make some changes to their list, question things, etc., because that's how you just become a better deck builder and end up with a better deck, of course, in the process. So first things I want to talk about is I've been so back and forth on this. I've been looking at a lot of other lists, making some of my own decisions based on things I've recognized through play testing. And one of the changes I want to make and mention that is I've added in the Ignite or the Ignoble Knight of High Laudzlin into the extra deck for a very good anti-Nibiru line where you normal summon Ogier to then send Gearfried's special Renault from hand to add back said Gearfried. Synchro for Laudzlin to equip with Durendal. Durendal grabs Fire Flint Lady, and then you summon Fire Flint Lady, summon Gearfried, banishing the Durendal, equip it with Ogier, go into Isolde, and your Isolde is protected, and you're also, of course, safe from Nibiru. So really good to have that play in the arsenal because now I have a good, solid anti-Nibiru combo, and it does a couple things. You really just only need Ogier and Renault, and you can just do it with Rhoda and Renault, or Heritage and Renault, or whatever it may be, and it's a solid anti-Nibiru line, and it fixes the problem because you don't need an equip with that play, at least to start it, because Laudzlin will get you the equip spell. So I'm really happy to have that play in there. I'm also playing just 2 Ignites. It's sort of inspired from Kamal Crooks's list, where he was playing 2 Ignites, Crusader, and Squire along 3 copies of the Unexpected Die. I'm currently not running those because he was not running hand traps, and I wanted to run hand traps with this particular list. We're on 3 Gamma and 3 Imperm, as I feel those are the most impactful hand traps this format, and because I'm playing the Gamma package, also teching an E-Telly in the main deck, and I'm also playing a second copy of Herald the Arclight in the main deck, in the extra deck as well, because I've learned some new synchro paths. As you know, one of the things I will mention is this deck is definitely the highest skill ceiling deck of the entire format. You cannot change my mind. There are so many combo routes, so many different ways to build your board and sequencing and where you place everything like that. And one of the combos I saw was, putting Roland up in the extra monster zone and then making a Herald and synchroing with the Roland and the Herald for a copy of the Charlemagne or Charles. So that's one thing I've added in there. I might be adding the Ignoble Equip spell that pops a back row or pops a set card. Might be adding that into the main deck somewhere or siding it. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, those are the changes that I made, and feeling very confident about this list, feeling much more confident about the play lines, and very excited to head out to locals. So mid-tournament sort of recap so far. We're going into round 3 in just a few minutes here. Round 1, I played against Dinosaur, and we went to game 3, and I could have made a Charles using a Dogoran and a Jet Synchron, but I just didn't see the play until afterwards, so that may or may not have cost me the game, because next turn you top deck Oviraptor and leads to a full combo, and what else can you do? And then this last round I played against a very interesting draw stun deck. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but he used a Balance of Judgment and drew 4 cards. But Gearfried equipped with Ogier was the saving grace because he could not get rid of it with Ghost Ogre Raigeki. And we ended up taking that match 2-0. We're going to go to the next round here. I think I might be the feature match for this next round, so if I am, we'll go over it in detail. If not, I'll be the 4th round, and then I'll update you guys after everything is all said and done. Alright, so here we are in round 4, and I'm playing against none other than Machina Trains, and unfortunately my opponent did not open so well
switchyard discard gauntlet pass. And luckily for me, I'm able to actually pull off the anti-Nibiru combo with Lodslin, Fire Flint Lady, and Gearfried, and it worked absolutely, flawlessly. It was a very, very good combo to pull off, and just worked very well. Mid-combo, though, my opponent has Urgent Schedule. I was a little worried he might flip up something along the lines of Torrential Tribute and absolutely just bonk me on the head with it. But luckily it's just an Urgent Schedule, and he also goes ahead and summons Pegasus off that of the Revolving Switchyard effect. So I decide to continue comboing here, going to Halqifibrax as you do, Borreload Savage Dragon, and then, adding a Stolfo here off Ignites as well to help complete a Herald of the Arclight. And yeah, not able to go into the Auroradon because I don't think I actually had room to fully resolve it. He has the Reinforcement or Recruitment Machina Search spell. He discards for cost, and I go ahead and decide to negate the Citadel. He discarded, actually got banished because of Herald as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and tag out here before he leaves the main phase and decides to go to end phase for Coral Dragon. So that'll help put on a lot more damage for next turn. And I've already searched Gearfried the following turn, so that's pretty much going to do it right then and there. He turbos into Halqifibrax here to start off game 2, and I do have a Gamma for it. He does play Italian, unfortunately. He doesn't have any targets as he sided out the Psyframe package. But, these things happen sometimes. I start with Connector. It's bittersweet, though, because I reveal a Jizakuru and a Nibiru, and I actually don't have a way to do an anti-Nibiru play. Yes, I added Gearfried, but off of Assault's first effect, so I can't summon it this turn. And by the time I put Oliver on board as a level 1 tuner to try to threaten a Herald play, of course he is going to go ahead and burn that Nibiru right then and there. Like I said, I didn't have a way to get to an anti-Nibiru combo directly, so I just decided to force it out then and there as opposed to just leaving it in his hand. I finish up my turn by resolving a Durendal and passing to him. He top decks Scrap Recycler, which is pretty insane because it leads to the Savage Herald play, but I also have a pretty nutty top deck of my own in that of Dark Ruler No More. So the floodgates now have essentially opened. We slap Gearfried on the board, equip him with Oliver, go ahead and summon Renault, add back the banished Durendal, go ahead and grab Ogier to dump another Gearfried. And of course, we're linking into our second copy of Assault now, dumping 2 equips after adding the Super Quantum Red Layer, because we will need Tatsunoko here with this current combo line. Linking into Link Cross to summon 2 level 1 tokens, synchroning the first level 1 token with Genba into Marcher. As you do, we've seen this combo 1,000 times at this point. Going for Savage Dragon with Tatsunoko and Red Layer, Halqifibrax, summoning out Jet Synchron, going into the 3 level 3 tokens. Still have the O-Lion in the deck here, which is nice. And go into Omega, and that's just going to help me climb up into that of Charles there. And I actually use Omega, I think, to put back his Machina Fortress in his grave back into his deck, so he can't use that during his next turn. And using Roland to pop his Savage and clear everything else in the battle phase, he top decks Bullet Train, giving us a 2-0 win and concluding our Saturday locals.
This week did not go as well as I would have liked it to, especially for our second weekend. Obviously, only 2 more weeks to go. And I'll be updating you guys on the deck profile, I think at the midway point and at the final week for each deck as a part of this series. But I do want to go into detail about the matchups, talk about what went right, and of course, what went wrong. So, round 1, as I mentioned, we played against Dinosaur, played against a really young kid, nice spirits, good sportsmanship, and things like that. And he was playing Dino, and I absolutely hate that deck. I still don't understand. I mean, I do understand, but I still don't understand why they have 12 copies of Animadorned Archosaur. It's just, okay, that's just besides the point. But anyways, game 1, I believe I went first and did normal combo. I think it was only to take 1 card out of his hand with that of the Smoke Grenade, because I don't even think I had opened Connector, so I only was able to get 1 card from him, and it was a Fossil Dig, but guess what he drew for turn? Another Fossil Dig. So But I was able to actually take that game. Game 2, he went first and basically did full combo. I don't think I opened a hand trap, did not see an imperm, did not see a gamma. So he ended on Dolka with the UCT. Actually ended on 2 UCT just to make it better, because why not? Why just add a second one to the equation to make it even better. And of course the wind barrier statue. So game 3, I go first. I open with Rhoda, and he tries to Veiler my Rhoda after asking me what it does. Okay, so I know what you guys are thinking. Stop, don't even post a comment, all right? Just be nice, okay? So he tries to Veiler my Rhoda. I'm like, you can't do it. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just play like I don't know he has a Veiler in his hand. So I Rhoda for OGA, normal OGA, hits me with a Gamma, even better. I'm like, okay, well, time to go into a soul to pretend like there's no Valor, because, I mean, what else am I going to do anyways that's not going to get hurt by a Valor? I had no other way to get to Gear Freed or anything like that. Didn't draw a Called by the Grave, which, by the way, I'm very glad I played, because Called by the Grave came in clutch twice in that matchup for stopping an Ash Blossom. So I think Called by will act as a good replacement for 3T for the time being. I was still able to get to a Soul. He has Effect Valor, and I really just had to pass on a Soul. We kind of just play the set game, go back and forth. He top decks an Animador Archosaur, and I have an Impermanence for it, so that was huge, obviously. Then I am able to get to Borreload Savage with a Link Cross on the field. Like, that's all I was able to get to. He has Dogeron over top of the Savage, and basically just passes. I have it to the point where I think I have like Roland on my field, or just Coral Dragon, I think. I end with just like Coral Dragon, because I think I just tagged out my Coral Dragon from the Halka Rex that I had. Eventually, I have a Dogeron, and this is right before the final turn of the game, and I had a Jetslinger on my grave, so I could have made Charles, because I did have Roland access in grave. So I think I could have made Charles. I don't think I could have made it. I just didn't see the play, because Dogeron's a level 8. So, and then he proceeds to top deck Obi Raptor. So I was like, oh man, good for you. And I don't even think it would have mattered if I had the ability to pop his Obi Raptor, because I'm pretty sure you can just do like 90% of his full combo if the Obi Raptor leaves. So whatever. We lose round 1. We're heading into round 2. And in round 2, I played against what has to be the weirdest deck I think I played against the entire year. Basically, he goes first, sets like a couple back row. I start my turn by like normal summoning OGA or my standby. He flips up summon limit, and it's just one of these stall draw decks. I'm not really sure what his win condition was, but eventually I'm able to just have a Gear Freed on the field, equipping it with OGA and Oliver, and that secures the entire game. We go into game 2. I Lightning Storm him. He has a hand trap, I believe an Ash for 1 play. And then I think it was on the first effect of a Soul, I believe. And then pretty sure he Ash the first effect, then I just used the second effect, and we were just chilling and do full combo, and he just scoops next game as I put another Gear Freed on the field. By the way, very happy I played 2 Gear Freed, because the plan was to search it some way in the middle of the combo, or get it back off for no, or get it off the Ignite package, the very small Ignite package I play, and then in the end phase, my go-to add with Roland would be another Gear Freed to apply even more pressure in the following turn. And then that brings us to the fabled round 3, where I had to play against my friend Adam, which is very unfortunate, because nobody likes a team kill when they have to play at locals. You would figure that we wouldn't have to play against each other so often. And like, there's been so many examples where like, we'll go to a 200-person regional, and then 2 people from Buffalo play each other round 1. It's just hilarious. Or we go to a YCS and you get paired up with somebody you play at your locals. So basically, he goes first, ends with just Mechaba pass with some back row. I think like an Imperm maybe, and had like an Ash in hand. I start with Connector. He has Ash for it. So I'm forced to have another extender. I think I'm able to go into like Durendal for like Flint Lady. I tried to go to a Soul. The Soul goes all the way through. I think that was game 2, the interaction I was thinking I was going to have, which is actually a pretty funny interaction. But the Mechaba just kills me, because I tried to summon Gear Freed from my hand, and he just negates it, because it's an activated effect. I don't think it's an inherent summon, so he just negates it with Mechaba, and then I'm like, well, I'm just solely at the whim of whatever else here, because I just didn't have enough fuel, I think, to keep making plays. I could be wrong. I just don't think I had enough from a Soul and Renault, and no other way to get to Oliver or anything like that. So, and he had a few set back row as well, and he just came back next turn, and that was that. Game 2, I go second. I make him go first, hoping to draw, you know, the evenly matches I sided in, the lightning storms, you know, something like that. But no, I draw the one out of 3T. That card has been so loyal. But he hits me with an Ash, I think, on something. I use 3T to draw 2. And I draw into both of my Ignites, which is pretty cool. So I use like Ignites to go grab like a Fire Flint. And then the Mechaba hits me. Dogmatic of Punishment hits me. Turn's pretty much over, right? And then it gets to the point where we're in like a top decking situation. I have like a Gearfried on board equipped with like Roland and equipped with one of his Ecclesias and a Phoenix Blade. And I'm just attacking with the Soul and Gearfried. And eventually he's able to out that with like Purgatrio, which was just absolutely huge at that point. He had literally like 4 cards left in deck. He had resolved Double Desires, and the Alistair loop was just too good. I didn't have anything to get past that. I wasn't drawing the best. I think I top decked like a Jet Synchron for like one of my last draws, and he's able to get into a Mechaba on top of his Purgatrio with everything else, and that ends up being game outright. And he also Dark Rulered me, I think, at some point in that game. So that was round 3, and then of course round 4, we're able to win against Trains, and that guy is actually from my Discord. His name is Archangel. So huge shout out to you. It was a pleasure playing against you, my man. Hopefully we can play again in the future. That's pretty much it for the tournament report, because again, you guys have seen that last round. We finished X2, so we do not get any store credit, which is unfortunate, but it's not so bad. Can regroup for the Tuesday locals to try to catch up a little bit and get ready even more so for the next following Saturday locals. The Ignite package was okay. Not enough data for me to give you guys a definitive opinion on how I liked it. It was nice sometimes to be able to just draw it and then grab the other one off of a sold. I might also add more equips, because there was 2 times tonight where I sent 4 equips to summon Oliver from deck, and that was very, very helpful. It was just running very thin on equips because I'm not playing like Autonomous Action Unit or the Noble Arms that pops a Spar Trap, which I might have to get off my friend if he's willing to get let go of it, or I might just pick one up online. That's pretty much it for this week, I think. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this video was under 30 minutes like I'm hoping it was. And leave any feedback, any constructive criticism down in the comments on how to make this series better. Thank you guys so much for the overwhelming response on the first episode. I hope the second episode and all the others from here on out are just as good, if not better. And yeah, it's always Winter Kill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next episode next week.
And last but not least, a huge shout out goes to my Divine Level channel members here on YouTube, Academic Thick, Travis Harris, and Zors. Thank you guys again so much for supporting the channel like you have and allowing series like this to continue.